CMUEagles.com here with women's basketball head coach James Arnold following the Eagles' 67-57 upset loss at 21st ranked Benedictine in the Heart of America Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Game of the Week. Coach, your opening statement regarding the game.
Well, a couple things. It's going to be hard to beat anybody when you get outscored 30-0 at the three-point line. You got to credit Benedictine for, one, making big shots, and two, taking away our three-point shooters. Both Gather Cole and Nuss and a couple other people weren't able to connect on those. The other thing you take from this is that you go on the road against a really good basketball team, and you can't play basketball hard and smart and well for 33 minutes, and it's enough. We had a 2-point lead with 7 minutes and some change to play, and got completely outworked and outplayed from that point on. And that's what happens when you're on the road, and that's what happens when you're in conference play. And today we ran into a really hot shooting and a really quality basketball team.
As you just alluded to, the difference in the game was three-point shooting. Last season in the Benedictines when they hit a then season high 11 threes. In today's game they hit 10, while the Eagles were 0 of 15 from behind the arc. What do you think allowed them to do so well from distance?
Well, last year we didn't guard them, and so they were making open shots. Today they had some open looks, but boy, they were really making some tough shots. They have so many kids that can shoot the basketball. And from a scouting report perspective, you really try to key in on the top 2 or 3 people and hope that you can take those away. I thought in the first half we did a better job of getting a late hand there. And then in the second half, even with the late hand, they really hit the Payne kid hit some huge baskets whenever they needed them. And we couldn't get transition baskets because of their execution offensively. And when we can't get transition baskets, especially if we're not hitting threes, it kind of limits us offensively. So, it was a real tough night for it, but it's something that I think that we can look back on and feel like we can learn a lot of things from tonight's loss.
Three-point shooting really seemed to keep Benedictine in the game as the Eagles had a 6-point lead midway through the first half and held a 4-point lead as late as 10 minutes to go in the game. What do you think that says about your team that you were able to play well in the game despite the three-point shooting?
I think the negative is that you lose on the road by double digits and you feel like you go back to having a 4-point lead with 10 to go, having a 2-point lead with 7 to go, looking at some missed blockouts on free throws, looking at some missed assignments, and you're frustrated. But I think the positive you can look at it is that, the team was making some incredible shots, and you get outscored 30-0, and you get from the three-point line and you lose by 10. I think there's some positives there if you want to look at it that way. And to be quite honest, there were 3 things that we need to do to have a chance to win tonight on the road. Is Benedictine does 3 things well. They get to the free throw line a lot. They connect on three-pointers at a high clip and really well, and they also can really cut you up. We wanted to take away 2 of those 3 tonight. And to have a chance. We did take away 2 of those 3. They didn't shoot the ball well and get to the free throw line a ton, so we had some smart defense. We did a really nice job of hedging and switching sometimes to take away the cutting on the back door and the flex cut, but the 33s was huge. And we didn't shoot the ball well neither, and you credit Benedictine defensively for that, but we did have some open looks that we didn't connect on, and that's something that we're going to have to do. These are the kind of teams that if we have any sort of ambitions to win the HAC championship, any sort of ambitions to win a HAC tournament or advance to the national tournament, we've got to beat good teams like this, maybe even on the road.
If you take any positives away from the game, Kyra Williams comes away with the season-high 16 points. She really seemed to control the pace of the game, being able to get up and down the court. Your thoughts on her play?
I thought Kyra did a really nice job. Kyra's grown up before our eyes, and we got to get her a little bit of help. She was playing a lot of minutes, and I thought in the second half she had a couple of turnovers that were uncharacteristic, but Kyra really did a great job both defensively and offensively, making some things happen. When we were successful, Kyra was on the floor and doing some really good things. And as a sophomore, you'd love to see that. I thought Taylor Corneliuson had a really nice night as well. She's shooting the ball like a 70% clip over the last 7 or 8 games. We've got to get her more shots, and that means sometimes in the offense it might mean we got to roll through her a little bit more. I thought Brittany Joseph had a nice job tonight, and I thought Nakia Robinson really gave us a nice lift, maybe her best effort in a while since she come back from being out injured. I thought Nakia Robinson gave us some nice minutes as well, and was pretty effective and gave us a chance to win, quite honestly, up until about 3 or 4 minutes to go.
The Eagles dominated playing the paint, outscoring the Lady Ravens 28-16. Despite not being able to hit three-pointers, you seem to get a lot of old-fashioned threes by making the bucket and then going to the line and then converting free throws. Your thoughts on that?
When we moved the ball offensively, we did some really good things. I think it all comes down to the fact that because they executed so well offensively, it took away our transition opportunities. And then combine that with not making threes in the half court, we struggled. when we run our offense and we run it through our post and we go inside out, we have a chance to be successful. You know, I look back at this past week and I look at the Missouri Valley game and I look at this game, and we didn't have the best practices in the world. And that falls on me, the coaching staff, and the ladies to make sure that our practices are better. Our practices have to be better in order for us to compete at the highest level. And Thursday we've got a Culver Stockton team coming to town. It's won a couple in a row. They won today. Have one of the most explosive scorers in the country, the leading scorer in the league. And so there's no time to really lick our wounds a ton. We're going to take tomorrow, just do some yoga, and Monday's going to be off, and then it's time to prepare for Culver Stockton.